Hello Naps, welcome back to my channel. Sorry the angle is a little different today. My tripod is very broken. So anyway, we're going to be talking about verbal-linguistic intelligence today and doing a little bit of fun word makeup. So if you want to see what that is, stick around. Cool, let's get started. All right, I'm sorry for whatever is going on with my eye. It's just like a little red right now, but we're gonna put some foundation primer on. This is the Mary Kay brand. We're gonna get our base on and hopefully some of that red will be less visible. For those of you who haven't been here before, I typically do my makeup and I talk about psychology, philosophy, things of that nature. I do my best to do research and I will link all of the articles that I use down in the description so you can go ahead and check those out, along with any products that I'm using for the makeup portion. This is gonna be fun. So now that I've got that on, let's get my IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better foundation on. I'm gonna use a wettened beauty blender and let's dive into verbal linguistic intelligence. Verbal linguistic intelligence is one of the two intelligences that Howard Gardner named in his theory of multiple intelligences. There's like 9 total. Link to that series will be up here somewhere for you to check out. So verbal linguistic intelligence is one of the 2 types of intelligences that Howard Gardner theorized that are used in what we traditionally think of as like intelligence, like the big G intelligence, general intelligence. Does that mean that this intelligence means you're smart? No. All of the intelligences are really just to tell you what kind of learning styles work best for you and certain things that you may excel in that you may not know other people don't. As with all of the intelligences that Howard Gardner theorized, you don't really just have one. And just because you excel at one and one that is seemingly contradictory to the other it's not anything crazy. People excel in multiple different areas of this all the time, totally normal. Verbal linguistic intelligence is all about language. So we're talking written and oral. So you're good at reading comprehension. You're good at understanding languages. You're curious when it comes to learning languages. There are so many different elements to this thing that is more than just like you're good at test taking and you're really good at university or school studying. That's something fun that people don't talk about enough. Next, I'm going to be taking my Benefit Boiing Cakeless Concealer and I'm just going to be touching up a few spots, including whatever this red dot under my eye is. Might as well make it even. I'm going to try and not touch my nose as much as possible. We'll see how well that goes. Actually not doing too bad. I'm going to do a little bit up here. Let's get that worked in. It includes expression of self through written and verbal language, and an affinity to learning new languages. So if I repeated myself exactly during that, then I can just use the first tip. Haha! Don't touch my face. Don't do it, self. It's not going to be good. I'm going to be using the Benefit by Boiing Under Eye Setting Powder as my face setting powder, and this is in translucent light medium. I'm just going to say, if a setting powder has the word translucent but then also has a shade tone after it, it's not translucent. So if somebody who had a significantly darker skin tone than me were to use this one, it probably would not end up looking so good. It would possibly make their foundation look chalky. Oh gosh, why are there so many cat hairs on me? I wonder why. She's sleeping on top of the printer right now. Some of the typical occupations that you might think of when you think of verbal linguistic intelligence would include things like writers, poets, lawyers, and public speakers. Some of the ones that you might not think of as much: news reporters, actors, and people involved in drama or theater or anything that involves people talking to other people and conveying information through language. So that would also be like speech writers. I think speech language pathologists was also on that, which if you listen to my musical intelligence one was also listed under that. So it's cool. You have all these different jobs that kind of blend together. Don't touch too much. I'm not touching too much on my face. Okay, so I'm kind of stalling a little bit because this next part of my makeup is where it gets more complicated. I apologize ahead of time because in case you're new to this channel, I'm not a professional. I don't know what I'm doing with most of this, and so including the makeup, a lot of this is me guessing on what will or will not work. This is a blush brush, but can this be used for contour? We're gonna see. Blush brushes are typically a little bit like looser, whereas I feel like a good contour brush is a little stiffer so you can isolate it better and then diffuse from there. So what I'm gonna do for this is I am going to, I'm going to start with my Nars Leguna bronzer, and I'm going to do a general contour, and then I will do my best to do the writing part with a darker contour, or maybe, maybe I'll cut it out with the concealer. Yeah, we're gonna try cutting it out with the concealer. So I'll do my contour. That means I'm gonna go a little bit heavier because I really want it to be very contoured. If you are a verbal linguistic intelligence heavy person, you might have some traits that will help you identify that. So these are people who enjoy reading and writing. If you're the one person when you were little who like stayed up all night to read the last book or the latest book in a series, probably have high intelligence this way. You have a good memory for written and oral information, so you can easily memorize stuff if it's written down or if somebody's conveying it to you. You enjoy debating. You are good at explaining things, and you are really good, this is a fun one, at inserting humor into storytelling. That is one that I never would have pegged as being for like the verbal linguistic, but it makes a lot of sense. Humor is so often about like the words that we choose to use when we're telling something, as much as it is about body language and delivery, right? People with high verbal linguistic intelligence not only can figure out the right words to make something funny, be it a pun or like a long story that goes back and ties back all the way to the beginning with some like neat little fun intricacy that they lay down in the top. Or, you know, maybe they just have good timing with it because they understand the rhythm of speech and the way that that plays into executing something that is hilarious. So I'm basically going to be writing contour on my contour with concealer because we're doing verbal linguistic intelligence and I want to use words on my face. Oh gosh. Why did I choose to use words? Man, you thought circles and squares were hard. I have my like little cheat sheet here. I typed up man, I can't even see that. How am I supposed to? Okay, and maybe if I hold it into the mirror. That looks like an N. Why does that look like an N? Oh, my hair's in there. Oh no, my hair. Oh, my hair is all in there. This is why people pull their hair back when doing makeup, man. That C looks bad. I'm gonna see if I can redo that. See if I can redo that. Huh? You like my word pun there? Oh no. It's funny because I messed up the O as well. I'm not planning these, by the way. Just having that much fun with this verbal linguistic intelligence section. So sorry. I'm sorry. Concealer is getting all over my notes. Not what I want to hide, hon. All of a sudden I become a mouth breather as soon as I'm trying to draw like specific details. Did that happen to anybody else? Let me know down in the comments if that also happens to you. Like I put on eyeliner and I'm like, I don't need to open my mouth to put on eyeliner. But here we are. Now that I'm terrified about that, I'm gonna see if I can use the setting powder again and actually use like the little pad that comes with it. Make sure that that doesn't move. Oh, I don't think this is gonna work. I feel like I just attempted to bake that in place, but it did not. You see this? Yeah. That is because the concealer got onto the little pad and then I stamped it on my face like a person. Oh no, I can't even wipe it because it... Don't use concealer, just use paint. This is what I'm learning. It was supposed to be cute because it was gonna look like it was cut out, but now I'm just gonna see if maybe I can just layer this over top of it. Maybe it'll make it pop. Oh, actually. Yeah? Is that working? Yeah? Okay, never mind. Concealer works. I'm a little confused on the science of this, but and ignore the spots where it got really bad. But, you know, it looks more of a success in my mirror than it does maybe on this camera. But we're gonna try. We're gonna keep trying. This is the vibe today. We're gonna continue on there and hope that this works. Jeez, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We're gonna be doing blush. Okay, we're gonna attempt the same thing. I'm gonna be using my Jouer Rose Gold Blush Duo, and I'm gonna be using shade Marigold. Yeah, this one, the dark one. Extra problematic is usually I do blush like almost on top of my contour. And I'm only doing this on one side because I'm not trying to spell things on both sides, man. I'm just not. So this side's gonna hopefully look normal. I apologize for all of you people here who came here thinking that I was good at makeup. I use that same brush again, but I'm gonna make sure it doesn't have any concealer on it. I'm going to attempt to do this with a liquid lipstick. There are no mistakes allowed with liquid lipstick, so we'll see how this goes. Anyway, as with most of the intelligence series, a really, really big part of them is that each of them is about solving problems in different ways. For the verbal linguistic intelligence, that means you solve problems and you learn using language. And so much of school is taught using language that we get a lot of practice in it. So even if you start out being really, really bad at the verbal linguistic intelligence, you may end up better at it at the end of schooling just purely because you've had practice with it. And that's why it would be so important to incorporate more of the multiple intelligences in traditional schooling, because the more you practice them, the better you get at them, even if you don't necessarily have an affinity for them at the start. But you just got to do the capital B. I'm gonna do it down here. Why can't I draw a straight line? I thought like cursive things would be easier. Why? Who knows? That's an L. Blush. Oh, S's. It's hard because if I look at it, I'm like, I'm not drawing that right, but my hand remembers how to write words. So my hand is like, no, this is the right way, but my brain is like, but is it the right way? And now I'm just, here. Blush. Hopefully it looks right side for you all. I should probably rose up that zone a bit. Contour looks really faint now. Blush was supposed to look a little less crazy than it is currently. Maybe I just got to go back in there and really pink it up, So I'm going to try Rose Petal, which is that lighter pink. No! Liquid lip, why are you failing me like this? You're just giving me like little blood spots. You see those? It's transferring again. Man, I thought I waited long enough. Liquid lip, you're supposed to dry. Why? Why are you failing me? That looks a little bit better though. But contour, I might have to go back and make contour look better. Again, why is this so hard? How many layers of stuff am I going to be putting on my face here? I'm just not going to touch contour again. That's it. It's just not going to be touched. It's going to stay right there like that. Open and exposed the rest of the time. Feeling like you're failing on the internet is an interesting thing. It's not fun. I don't suggest it. We did blush, we did contour. Am I even going to do highlight? We're breaking out the Aurora Lights Beauty Palette by, I'm so sorry for all the background noise, by BH Cosmetics. I don't even know what they're doing. What is that sound? I'm going to do Ombre, which is this like white one right here, because we don't need any more color on that side at all. Vibrant and crazy. We're going to glitz it up and you're probably like, okay, you're just going to go in and do like white and write highlight. And I thought about it. But then I was like, would that be too easy? Would I be doing you all a disservice if I didn't try and glitter write highlight on my face? Probably. And of course I didn't write highlight on my paper either, so that way I can see it in the mirror. Bam! I have a mirror like right here, so that hopefully if I'm looking slightly off, you know what I'm looking at. I'm going to be using the NYX Glitter Primer and the NYX Metallic Glitter in Beauty Bean. I used this dotting tool in my last video. Go check it out up there. And I think I'm going to try that again because I think it'll hopefully work out well. We'll see. One of the things is really interesting that I didn't learn until I became like a tutor was that not everyone has good reading comprehension. That blew my mind because I was like an avid reader when I was younger. I was the one staying up like all night to finish a book because like it had just come out and I needed to know the end. Using the dotting tool to try and not get the glitter everywhere. Can you tell that's an H? So not everybody has good reading comprehension. Comprehension is when you read something, it's not only understanding it while you're reading it, but also keeping in your brain what you just read. And one of the keys that I learned while I was a tutor was the best way to do that is start having people like picture in their head while they're reading. So like you're making it a little bit more concrete for them. So that would be like if you say, or if you read in a book, And you start out real simple if you are not super great at it. You read a sentence like, the boy has a red balloon. So then you picture in your head, okay, what does the red balloon look like? What kind of red is it? Is it shiny? Is it like a round balloon? Is it an oval balloon? Is it an egg-shaped balloon? And the more details your brain can start picturing, the easier it is to remember the boy has a red balloon instead of inserting in the boy has a blue balloon instead. You start forgetting these little details, which makes your recollection of it way less good. But it's a lot of work to build that. It's crazy. Oh, there we go. Okay, that was absolutely terrifying. I don't even think you can read it that it says highlight, but it totally does. And it's right on top of the highlight. I could have just done the little thing that said eyeliner and just be done with it. But no, the whole thing is neat because the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, like half of the theater students at the college I went to also were double majoring or majoring with a minor in English, like a lot of them. And I was like, I feel like I identify with a lot of these, but my grammar is garbage. That's apparently not uncommon for people who have high verbal linguistic intelligence to either not be able to describe grammar as much or like maybe have a little bit a harder time communicating those particular aspects. I was like, oh, okay, well, I just don't know grammar, so that's good, I guess. Okay, now we get the one that I was dreading perhaps the most, eyeliner. So let's finish up this and then attempt that. People who have high verbal linguistic intelligence also have a preference of language reasoning as opposed to abstract visual information. I feel like this is a good way to understand stuff. So we're writing out blush. Blush is in red. Blush is a red color that goes on your cheeks. Contour is technically not in the right color if we're going for that kind of stuff. Highlight, but all of it is the words placed directly on it so you can see where exactly they are in relation to it. But if I'm just like, yeah, blush, contour, highlight, a little bit more abstract, even though I'm using the words and we understand what the words are. People who have high verbal linguistic intelligence usually really prefer word problems over just straight up numbers problems in math class as well. They also have a much more difficult time, typically, with graphs, charts, mind maps, and potentially also hand-eye coordination involving things, so visual spatial tasks as well. Now, this is not typical of all of them because some verbal linguistic intelligence individuals also have high spatial intelligence or have high mathematical logical intelligence, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you have really, really high verbal linguistic intelligence, the likelihood that you have higher of those two other intelligences is a little bit, maybe not as much, you know? So interesting facts. Let's get some of my Milani the Tank eyeliner in black on my eye. I'm gonna wing this one and then we'll see if I can spell on my eye in cursive. And for this side, I'm also going to be using my Wet n Wild like eyeliner. Clean it up with a little brush here. This is what I get for trying to do the point better. We can ignore the inner point if you want. Pausing it again because like this eyeliner stuff is gonna take me forever to try and write eyeliner on this eye. Okay, I ended up cheating a little bit for the eyeliner one. It doesn't even still look that much like eyeliner. I ended up using my like thin brush and my Mehron Aqua paints because I mean like no matter how hard I tried, like I could get the tip to work sometimes on these felt tip liners, but it just wasn't consistent enough for me to get like a detailed enough line to do it. So I would suggest using just a brush from the get-go, all right? Well, here we are. Oh, lips and eyelashes. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna write eyelashes on my eyelash. That would be extra, even for this makeup. Crazy. But I am going to be using my Clinique High Impact Mascara. You know, the eyeliner one doesn't look half bad. The this stuff, though, that looks kind of like a hot mess. Lips, right. Okay, I'm going to be using my tiny brush again, which has seen a lot today. And I am going to be using two of my Too Faced Melted Matte Liquid Lips. The lighter one over here is Child Star, and the darker one is Into You. And we're gonna try and finish this out strong with a cool lip. Let me know if you've been here since the beginning for the Multiple Intelligences series, and if you've hopped on later, and tell me what got you into it in the comments. Also, where you think your intelligences are. Because it's almost impossible to do just half of my lip for this because my handwriting is just not good at being really small with brushes. I'm going to be doing the whole lip And I'm going to be trying to go with top and bottom. We'll see. I don't even know if you can tell that says lips, but it does. I tried real hard with it. I'm sorry today's makeup was a little interesting and simple but complicated and just lots of words and me trying to figure out how to draw on my face. Thank you if you have stuck through this whole entire way. Thank you very much for that. Give this video a thumbs up if you are like, oh my gosh, Jocelyn, you tried to put a lot of hard work in that and I appreciate it. Because yeah, I would appreciate that. All right, otherwise, please like this video. Hit the subscribe button, ding that notification bell to get notified when I post videos. Hopefully I will see you here next week. Thank you so much, Naps, for sticking through this with me. Yeah, bye.